Halloween Ends is the 13th edition to the Halloween franchise. Thankfully for longtime fans, 13 is not the unlucky number for Green's bold and unique end to the reboot trilogy launched by 2018's Halloween. Halloween Ends concludes the overarching philosophical message of the trilogy and provides a dignified send-off for final girl Jamie Lee Curtis, who channels decades of playing Laurie Strode into one last stand against Michael Myers. Halloween Ends begins 4 years after Halloween Kills. Michael Myers is weak and vulnerable after the residents of Haddonfield, Illinois band together in a failed attempt to kill him in the previous movie. Myers retreats into hiding while Laurie Strode chooses to move on from her trauma and move into a residential home to write her memoir, saying no guns, no traps, just a normal home. Halloween Ends is not just about Laurie Strode and Michael Myers, though. Green's decision to introduce Corey Cunningham as a main character in the last movie of the film will go down as one of the most bold and provocative decisions made in a horror film. Contrary to Green's critics, I contend Corey Cunningham is not a distraction from Laurie Strode and Michael Myers' final showdown. He is a necessary foil. Green's finale uses Corey to answer the philosophical questions raised in previous movies about the nature of evil. In the first Halloween movie, Dr. Loomis, played by Donald Pleasance, describes Michael Myers as pure evil. In Halloween Kills, Haddonfield's residents chant, "Evil dies tonight," seeking to destroy the pure evil embodied in Michael Myers by using mob justice. In the denouement of Halloween Ends, Laurie writes, "Evil never dies, it changes shape." Corey's character arc illustrates the trilogy's philosophical point. Excessive and hypocritical moralizing creates more evil than good. We saw hints of this theme in Halloween Kills when an angry mob of Haddonfield's residents coerced an innocent psychiatric patient into jumping out of a hospital window to his death. At the beginning of Halloween Ends, we see Haddonfield's hypocritical residents treat Corey as a pariah because he accidentally killed a child. Of course, many of these residents are the same people who caused an innocent psychiatric patient's death in Kills. In Halloween Ends, Corey becomes increasingly evil the more Haddonfield and a suspicious Laurie Strode outcast him. After a confrontation in a restaurant, Corey chooses to kill people just like Michael Myers does. Through Corey, we are taught the danger and hypocrisy of excessive moralizing, scapegoating, and social alienation. When Laurie writes, "Evil never dies, it changes shape," she means that as long as there are mobs of self-righteous hypocrites who refuse to rehabilitate perceived wrongdoers, a new Michael Myers will commit heinous crimes. We are left to question Dr. Loomis's assessment of Michael Myers. Is Michael Myers pure evil, or did evil cause Michael Myers to kill, just as it caused Corey to kill? Corey's art doesn't just answer philosophical questions. His arc is a foil for Laurie Strode. Corey and Laurie both experience unjust discrimination from Haddonfield's residents. Many people in Haddonfield believe Laurie is responsible for Michael Myers just as they believe Corey is responsible for a child's death. However, Laurie and Corey take two different paths in response to their unjust persecution. In a self-fulfilling prophecy, Corey chooses to become the evil person everybody thinks he is. Laurie chooses to heal and fight for good. Laurie's instincts kick in as an increasingly evil and deranged Corey grows closer to her granddaughter, Allison. Corey decides to murder Laurie so he can be with Allison and run away from Haddonfield and its judgmental mob. However, the always prepared Strode quickly kills Corey in what I consider her best scene in the movie. Laurie is incensed Corey would try to take everything from her, just like Michael Myers tried to in 2018 and 1978. After Laurie kills Corey, Michael Myers finally decides to return to finish what his failed apprentice couldn't. Laurie kills Michael in a brutal bloodbath. This is the best part of the movie, and parades Michael's body through Haddonfield before throwing his body in a meat grinder in front of Haddonfield's residents, proving her good character against the false rumors she dealt with for 4 years. Meanwhile, a deceased Corey is denied the same vindication because he chose to become the evil person everybody wrongly thought he was. Corey's character arc adds significant emotional weight to Laurie and Michael's final fight. Laurie chooses and kills the embodiment of pure evil, while Corey chose to become its servant. If a moviegoer wants to see an epic and bloody Michael vs. Laurie showdown, they can satiate their appetite with Green's 2018 Halloween, which does exactly that. Halloween Ends is a deeply psychological and character-driven movie, and is by far the least violent in Green's trilogy. Even though Halloween Ends is divisive now, I believe it will be remembered as a great addition to the franchise as people grow accustomed to its bold and unique approach. Green's character-driven story went over the heads of those who were expecting a more traditional slasher film. I give this movie 3.5 stars out of 5 stars. If you liked this review, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe.